it up somehow. I'll keep moving on. I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on till I reach the top somehow. I'll keep moving on. I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on till I reach the top somehow. I'll keep moving on.
Straight Talk family, I'm here sitting and waiting on 8 o'clock. Guess what? 8 o'clock has passed me and gone by. And it's because it's a new year, no doubt. And time for me to say a happy, happy new year to my entire Straight Talk family. I couldn't believe it's past 8 o'clock. So guess what? I must apologize. Not a good start for the new year. A little bit tardy, but Straight Talk family, I was just here dreaming. I'm dreaming and thinking about having a good conversation with you tonight. And guess what? As I said, the clock has passed me by. And now it's time for me to say greetings to the entire world. Greetings to all my Straight Talk family, wherever you are, because we are on the World Wide Web, so we are reaching and communicating with you all around the globe. But we are based right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And guess what? I'm always told that charity begins at home. So let me say a very pleasant night and a happy new year to St. Kitts and Nevis and to the entire Caribbean region. To those of you in the diaspora, I know that some of you are in Africa. There are some of you in Asia. There are some of you in Europe, and there are a whole lot of you all over North America. So I'm at liberty to say good night. I'm at liberty to say good afternoon. And I'm at liberty and I will say good morning. Because one of such greetings will be applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. And if you are a first-timer, welcome. And I trust and hope it would not be your last time. And I thank all of you who continue to share the link, because of your sharing, we get first timers. And for the first timers, just to let you know that Straight Talk is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free expression on all issues of national interest, be they legal, be they environmental, be they technological, social, economic, and or political issues. On Straight Talk, we do have a forum to express yourselves freely. On this program, we try to raise the level of national consciousness. We try to raise the level of national discourse by alerting our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligations. My name is Ian Patches Liburd, and I thank Almighty God for blessing me with the opportunity to join you in conversation on yet another occasion. And I say, I'm pleased. And would like to let you know, especially those who are joining me for the first time, that Straight Talk is a, as I said, I almost said a public service program. I said that before. But I should pledge. I was about to pledge my Straight Talk family. I am about to pledge to remain an untiring advocate of truthfulness, as I'm always reminded of a favorite hymn of mine, the words of a favorite hymn of mine, written by Thomas Jackson and Franz Joseph Haydn. And it goes something like this. An excerpt goes like this. We are called to be God's prophets, speaking for the truth and right, standing firm for godly justice, bringing evil things to light. So let's seek the courage needed, our high calling to fulfill, that we all may know the blessing of the doing of God's will. So my Straight Talk family, just to remind you, and especially for the first time, is just to inform you that absolutely nothing is watered down on this program. We never try to make it more interesting, neither by omission nor by exaggeration. Because Straight Talk is not about sensationalism or creating excitement, especially at the expense of accuracy. Because we lean on the facts. And it is my bounden duty to present the unvarnished truth, is what I call it, the plain truth. Especially when it comes to governance, transparency, and integrity, not only in St. Kitts and Nevis, but all across the globe. Because this program joins us together with people not only across our federation. We are joined with people in the diaspora all around the world. Some we know very well and have met. Others we do not know, and many we will never meet. Some will agree with the positions of truth advanced on Straight Talk, and some will disagree. And that's okay, because we promote diversity. But what will sadden me, my Straight Talk family, what will sadden me certainly, if we ever start to become disagreeable. So let's thank Almighty God, nonetheless, for helping us to survive a challenging 2024. And we look forward with optimism and with hope. And we'll continue to understand, oh, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. We need unity all across the world. We need unity especially here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Let's hope and pray for the day when we will all sing his praise together. And for the first timers in particular, I must also inform you that Straight Talk is a participative program. By that I mean we include your calls and your emails. If you are so minded calling, the numbers are on your screens. There's some of you who like what I call the cloak of anonymity. And we give you access via our email platform, and that address is also on your screen. Straight Talk Patches, it's one word, at gmail.com. We also heard live on Alexa. For those of you who have that app, just say, Alexa, play Massive Vibes Radio. And I hail my brother over there in the US of A for giving us this access at a nominal cost. Yes, it's a nominal cost, and we're grateful for that. And there are some of you, as we speak about costs, there's some of you who have made donations to support our efforts here on Straight Talk. And I must say a big, big thank you to all. I must also reassure you that no matter how small your contribution is, even if you send $1, trust me, it will help to continue these important discussions. It will help to defray our costs. We do have costs. We need to maintain our commitment to public service. So others who wish to donate can simply scan the code on your screen to access the payment form. I will also provide you some information because some have contacted me about Zelle. I'll get that information by Thursday, I promise you. But thank you again for your support and for helping us to keep the dialogue alive, because some want to shut it down. But we depend on you to ensure that we keep this dialogue alive. And I say a special welcome to our Straight Talk Junior Brigade, Young Dwayne, Tristan, Shamar, Kevin, Young Rue over there in South Carolina, Jamal in Anguilla, Travis, Travon, I saw you from a distance in church, a young brigade from Ponds Extension. You disappeared though. And how can I forget Neymar, my grandson, and Saria, his good friend, and that special lady in St. Louis, and the Queen over there in Texas as well. I wish to extend condolences to some of us who have lost loved ones. I don't have all the names, and I try to avoid getting into trouble. So I would say all those who have lost loved ones, we extend our profound condolences to the families and the friends. And we normally begin our program with what we call our observations in review, which is an integral part of Straight Talk. Then we move into our thesis. And following my thesis, and again, this is for the first timers, we include your calls and your emails as mentioned earlier, so as to allow your full participation. Yes, you do get an opportunity to have your say. So tonight you can extend your New Year's greetings to your family and your friends all over the world, because we are listened all over the globe. But then we do some reflection as well in our observations. We highlight the current issues, and we then ask a few questions. We look back at issues that may remain outstanding. And after our observations in review, we will begin our thesis for tonight, which is titled An Unclean Captain on a Dirty Ship. My Straight Dog family, we have an unclean captain on a dirty ship. So please don't change your platform. Please don't change the link. Spread the word that Straight Talk is live on social media, YouTube, Facebook, and as well, as I said, we are, for those of you who have the Alexa app, we're live as well on Alexa. My Straight Talk family, as our first observation, on our last episode, we raised an issue surrounding the untimely demise of a young doctor, Simonet Williams. Straight Talk since learned of another doctor who, not for the first time, my Straight Talk family, not for the first time, ventilated her grievance on social media. Recall, my Straight Talk family, young Dr. Melissa Cable Wilson had alerted the public of or about the deaths that were occurring at the Joseph N. France General Hospital. That young doctor said patients were dying in droves at the JNF. Those were her words. You can see that on the screen. Well, most recently, my Straight Talk family, Dr. Cable Wilson was at it again. Apparently, recently graduated from a school in the United Kingdom and specializes in an area that is well needed in the country. And as I said, Dr. Cable Wilson was at it again, protesting the fact that she is being denied the opportunity, my Straight Talk family. She is denied the opportunity to use her newly acquired skills to save lives. And that was a post from a day or two ago. And it's clear what she has said in that post. Unfortunately, she wrote, "We've had multiple accidents and tragic deaths over the last few weeks, and yet I can't be afforded the opportunity to save lives." And we have lost a lot of lives, my Straight Dog family, from these accidents. Everyone seemed to be speeding for whatever reason. Some people say they're smoking and drinking, perhaps hallucinated. And she continues, "It's difficult to sit on my hands helplessly as a critical care specialist." Why, she asks. August 2023 was when she graduated, apparently. And she continues, "Embracing diversity of thought to appreciate different perspectives and ideas should help to create change, not animosity. People over politics," Dr. Cable wrote, my Straight Talk family. And this sort of information coming from young professionals in a country where we have a young leader, a young doctor at that, we must find troubling. Timothy Harris, the third Prime Minister, weighed in as well, my Straight Talk family, and he spoke about the two female doctors. And the third Prime Minister had this to say.
At least 2 female medical doctors have taken to social media to alert the government and people about the dangerous situation at the JNF hospital. They reflected on the incompetence and the arrogance of the leadership in the sector and the general chaos everywhere. Sadly, the last one was found dead in the streets, and the police is yet to adequately inform the family and country about this tragic event.
Yes, the last one, Simonet Williams, was found dead after making some what I call uncompromising statements about her 7-year journey to becoming a medical doctor in a foreign land. And the late Dr. Williams had this to say, my Straight Talk family.
I am a doctor. I got a scholarship by the government to become a doctor in Cuba. First of all, I do not recommend that not even a dog goes to Cuba. For the poverty, the starvation, even black magic in Cuba, a lot of black magic too. The things that goes on in that country, I wouldn't want a Kittian dog to go to that place. And I am still in awe that they're still sending people there. I would tell anybody, take the $200,000 loan and go to Jamaica.
Caustic, don't you find, my Straight Talk family? Black magic? But no longer afraid to voice her frustration, Dr. Simonette Williams even advocated for change, my Straight Talk family, and said this.
At this point in time, I don't care what happens. I do not care. I sacrificed things in Cuba for 7 years that nobody should have sacrificed. Because in reality, I care about people's health. I care about being a doctor. But at the end of the day, can I be working for 6 to 7 weeks without money? Without pay? I am so disappointed. St. Kitts and Nevis need a very quick election. A very quick election. Because I do not understand what is going on in this place. I had the opportunity to go to the United States. But I chose to stay with my people and take care of my mother. I can't even take care of my mother right now. This country do not care about doctors. This country do not care about doctors. In this country, it doesn't make sense to even get a good education. The people that work at the bakery, they get paid after 1 week. Get them out of power, please. I am appealing to the Federation. Get them out of power.
And my Straight Talk family, days after a social media protest, we must have heard by now, young Dr. Simonette Williams, according to unofficial reports, she was run over or knocked down or whatever the term that should be used by a vehicle. We spoke about the deafening silence in the meantime of Commissioner of Police James Sutton and the High Command of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. And this is, as we speak, going louder and louder. But believe it or not, my Straight Talk family, then came this police release that still remains the talk of the town. This police release, or should I say, this release from the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, continues to generate more questions than answers. And when you would have read that release, my Straight Talk family, the obvious question to follow is, what did the release say? What did the release say? Many are trying to wrap their heads around that, and I too am in that many. But my Straight Talk family, questions from the sister of the young Dr. Simonet Williams. In a Facebook post, has even made this case more complicated, my Street Dog family. The comments in this Facebook post from apparently the sister of the late Simonet Williams, as I said, has made this case even more complicated. She asked questions. And she wrote, and I quote, "I come here as a grieving sister, best friend, family friend, and citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis to inquire on details of my sister's untimely death. What happened to my sister, Dr. Simonet Williams? As hard as it was, I viewed the circulating videos at the crime scene and my knowledge. A few questions that have not been answered comes to mind," she writes. Where is Simonet's phone? Simone has no facial bruises. Was she hit from the front or the back? How did our mother get the bag if it's not visible in any of the videos? She called our mother at 11:23 p.m. on the 20th of December, and it only rang twice. Our mother called her back 3 times, no answer. And it continues. Where's her jewelry and her wallet? I have searched the internet and I didn't find any other vehicular accident victim in a position like that. Not one. I challenge the investigating officers to release the details from the autopsy findings and let the people see what's really going on. And this is coming, like I said, apparently from the sister of the late Dr. Simonet Williams. And the questions must follow. And I pose to the Commissioner of Police, James Sutton. Who, sir, is the driver of the vehicle involved? Or was the vehicle really involved? Was he or she interviewed by the police? That's the driver. Was the driver interviewed by the police? What about the medical report from the doctor at the JN France General Hospital? Was it released to a civilian or was it released to the police? And these are serious questions that remain outstanding and need to be answered by Commissioner of Police James Sutton. We are not saying there is a cover-up, sir. But if there is, such brings no comfort to the family of Dr. Williams. Such brings no comfort to the community. And by extension, such brings no comfort to the country that has been touched by this very, very sad story. Straight Talk will keep you posted. But we move on to our second observation tonight. And I must commend the Commissioner of Police, James Sutton, and the High Command of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force for what seems to be their getting control, is the words I'll use, colloquial. They're getting control of the crime situation in St. Kitts and Nevis, especially in the latter months of 2024, when there were no homicides reported for that period as far as Straight Talk can recall. Although the murder toll for 2024 was 29 too many, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force has reported that several persons have been arrested and charged with the murders of several victims that were gunned down in St. Kitts over the past year, 2024. Not so, my Straight Dog family, in our neighboring island of Trinidad and Tobago. As last week, a spate of murders took the Caribbean nation's total to 623 or 624 in 2024, forcing the Rowley government to declare a state of emergency in that twin island country of Trinidad and Tobago. And Rowley, at the press conference a few days ago, said this about states or reasons for states, or a state rather of emergency.
A state of emergency is like you target certain things. What are you responding to? In 1990 or 1970, it was responding to marches and mobilization and that sort of thing. So the state of emergency specifically dealt with those aspects of things. In COVID, we were responding to a medical emergency, health care. We've targeted the emergency to treat with that. And, you know, it's like the same thing here now. It's targeted to treat with the focus on the behavior of people who are engaging in gang warfare and the threat to the public, killing the public and killing members of the gangs. That's what that wounding and killing. That's what it was. And that's why in this state of emergency, as we thought it through, and also wanting to preserve the health of the economy, as we have done all along, by not going down that road, because we were always concerned about the negative side of the state of emergency. When on this occasion we decided we have to use it, we sought also then to protect both the public interests by not putting the public under any curfew, because we do not believe that a curfew adds much more. Because the real authority we want is to give the police the authority to act, and to act swiftly without the warranting process, and to do certain things which otherwise they could not have done, right, in the time frame within which they want to do it. And of course, we did not interfere with people's rights to this law-abiding citizens' right to assemble and to conduct your normal business. That is how this state of emergency is different to others.
And my Straight Dog family, after addressing the crime situation in his January 3rd press conference, Prime Minister Keith Rowley concluded with the stunning announcement of his intended resignation. This, Rowley said, will come before the next general election in Trinidad and Tobago that is due later this year in 2025. He said this.
At the last election, 2020, when I announced the PNM victory in Balizé House, I said to this country, I will not be doing that again. And I meant it, and I've kept it. I've also said that I've brought into the political arena a number of young people who had served at that time one term. Many of them are still in government, about to complete their second term. So I'm here with my colleagues this weekend, and one of the things that they will be told is that I will not be offering myself again to represent anyone, either in Trinidad or in Tobago. 45 years is a long time. And I would like, at this time, to say thank you before the end of the legal limits of this term. I will resign this office and go off to my family.
We wish him Godspeed. My Stray Dog family, Keith Rowley, announced his intention to resign before the end of this term. And our third observation, my Stray Dog family, we come back home. We find an administration with nothing to take credit for in the 2.5 years since this July Labour administration has been in office. The Prime Minister, like a little glad boy, on a regular basis sends out Facebook posts, and he does so each time he sees the largest cruise ship in the world alongside the second cruise pier built by or under the Team Unity administration. And he says, ending the year with the second visit this month by Icon of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship. This is a true testament to our winning status as the Caribbean cruise destination of the year. And my Stray Dog family, I am willing to love Dr. Terence Michael July, but under one condition: he must tell the truth. And truth be told, I would give former Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Michael Oliver Powell, much credit for his pioneering work in tourism development in St. Kitts. Then came Gerald Anthony Dwyer Astafan, after a short stint from Joseph Parry. Yes, Joseph Parry of Nevis was once Minister of Tourism in St. Kitts. But Dwyer Astafan started the transformation, but it was Senator and Minister of Tourism Ricky Skerritt who took the cruise ship sector to a different level. Lindsey Grant became Minister of Tourism under the Team Unity administration in 2015 and continued the strides made before, and under his watch, Port Zante accommodated the largest number of cruise ship arrivals, my Stray Dog family, in history today. The largest number of cruise ship arrivals in one day was over 16,000 passengers, my Stray Dog family. It was under Grant's watch as well. St. Kitts was declared a marquee port when in the 2017-2018 cruise ship season, we recorded over 1 million passengers for the first time. But my Stray Dog family, you know that I hate blowing my own trumpet. And that is why I talk little about the things I have done in this country. However, for the sake of the accuracy of the records, I must state that all I mentioned before would not have been possible without the infrastructure development within and without the air and seaports. For that reason, I am humbled to have played the crucial role of managing such developments as the Minister of Public Infrastructure and Minister responsible for the ports, between 2015 and 2020. We resurfaced the entire 8,000-foot runway at the Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw International Airport. We installed brand new solar runway lighting, and soccer engineer Conris must stop his silly comments about solar and not being able to function during rainfall. We repaired 3 taxiways, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie, and also completed 50% of the apron parking under my watch. But my Straight Talk family, it is the legacy of that second cruise pier at Port Zante that humbles me most. A pier that was criticized by Labour. A pier that, according to them, was spoiled. And until this very day, this unclean captain and his cabinet on this dirty ship continues to say that nothing was done under Team Unity. Ask yourselves, my Straight Dog family, where would we have been today without that second cruise pier in the context of cruise ship arrivals? Ask yourselves that question, my Straight Dog family.
This pier is unique, or it's special because it can accommodate what we call two Oasis class cruise ships, so 2 of the biggest cruise ships you can imagine, and simultaneously it should be able to berth 2 at the same time. We are on schedule right now. We plan on turning over the pier mid-September, and as we speak right now, we're definitely well ahead of schedule. We've had a lot of support with the Petition government. To be honest, the minister, he knows us personally, he knows us by name, he's been involved with his people. We meet with them regularly. They have always offered support, they have been helpful in everything that we need. This has been a complete blissful experience. We'll have to say, to have a whole year where you're not impacted or bothered by snow or whites and having to run and wear tough clothing and come to work every day wearing t-shirts. I think that's been the best part, the funnest part of this project.
You know, my Straight Dog family, it was heartwarming to me as minister that 75% or more of the workforce were Kititians and Nevisians, believe it or not, my Straight Dog family.
My name is Jonathan Dadut. I am an engineer by profession. Working on this island has been fun, I have to say. It's been interesting. We've enjoyed working on this project and working with the locals here, because in our work staff, I believe we have 75% staffed Kitition locally. We have found that we didn't need to really go out to look for talent. We found all the talent we needed locally on the island. There's 1 or 2 expatriate people were brought in from Canada, but so far we've been fortunate to find everything we needed on this island. They have been very professional, they've been dedicated. They have adhered to and exceeded expectations we would have had. These people have stood out. The Kititians here, they have stood out for us by their professionalism and how they address and adhere to our health and safety standards.
Yes, we do have lots of skills here locally, and the local employees, I should say, benefited. So too local businesses, my Straight Dog family, benefited then and continue to benefit now, even as I speak, my Straight Dog family.
Kelsick, Executive Director at SL Horsefords and Company Limited, and I just want to say that we are so happy and so proud to be a part of this project here in St. Kitts, and also we know that this job is going to bring a lot of good things to a lot of people, And, talking from Horsford's point of view, we're very happy to be able to provide local support to a project of this magnitude here successfully.
And so too, TDC benefited immensely, supplying hundreds of tons of steel and masonry products, which includes TDC and Horsford, the concrete. But this pier continues, my Straight Dog family, to generate benefits for the grassroots economy, the taxi drivers, the hair braiders, the primate, or what they call monkey vendors, the restaurants. Call them all. Benefits are still being generated. But through it all, my Straight Dog family, despite the undermining of this project by the Labour Party, as minister, I was fortunate and humbled to be part of a visionary administration that fully supported this project that means so much, my Straight Dog family, means so much to the economy of St. Kitts and Nevis, my Straight Dog family.
We've had a lot of support with the petition government. To be honest, the minister, he knows us personally, he knows us by name, he's been involved with his people. We meet with them regularly. They have always offered support, they have been helpful, everything that we need. This has been a complete blissful experience, we'll have to say, to have a whole year where you're not impacted or bothered by snow or whites and having to run and wear tough clothing and come to work every day wearing t-shirts. I think that's been the best part, the funnest part of this project.
And those, my Straight Dog family, are my observations in review for tonight. And I had to spend some time so that we can reflect and so that we can move into this new year, especially as we are shortly, believe it or not, entering into the silly season. Elections are just around the corner. And now I move into my thesis for tonight, which I said I have titled An Unclean Captain on a Dirty Ship. The carnival celebrations are over. Incident-free was the initial report emanating from the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. And we commend the law enforcement officers, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force and the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force. The bans are off the road, and the vulgar gyrating or walking up, as we will call it, has stopped. But no amount of drinking alcohol and smoking of weed could have permanently changed the reality that faced us all before Carnival. Not in a kip. You will still hear. Without the distractions and in a state of sobriety, we can now recognize that it's a brand new year filled with complexity and uncertainty, and we are living in a country that is heading on the wrong track, my Straight Dog family. The Prime Minister, in his New Year's message, has mysteriously declared, however, that 2025 is the year of recovery. He said this, my Straight Dog family.
2025 is a year of recovery. We will continue to work tirelessly to restore and rejuvenate our economy and society, ensuring no one is left behind as we chart a course toward prosperity. This is not just a vision, it is our national blueprint for progress. My fellow citizens and residents, Recovery is not the work of the government alone. It is the work of all of us.
My Straight Talk family, ask yourselves the question: how can we recover with an unclean captain at the helm of a dirty ship? And that's a fair question many have asked. An unclean captain whose first act of corruption upon assuming office was to put $5.8 million into the personal bank account of a political hack. Can he recover his own sense of ethics when, as Minister of Finance, he facilitated this contract outside of the Procurement and Administration Act for 1,000 water tanks that to date, my Straight Talk family, to date, he has not fully accounted for, except he told us this.
As an interim measure, the government introduced a new water storage tank project to ease the suffering of residents by improving access to water by affected households. Under the project, we have already distributed over 250 tanks primarily to vulnerable residents in Upper Kayon, Whites Village, Sarabori, Cabitry, and Spooners Village. These areas are known to be the most severely impacted by water scarcity and have felt the brunt of the water shortage impact over the years, Madam Speaker. Water shortage tanks were also distributed to the residents of St. Peter's who suffer a similar plight. A total of 314 water storage tanks were supplied to households throughout the Upper Monkey Hill, the Glen, Paris Village, Fountain, and Stapleton, bringing the total distribution under the water project to about 500 or more.
But my Straight Talk family, that was 2023. But even, beg your pardon, as of October 2024, July confessed that his administration is still distributing the water tanks. My Straight Talk family.
Good morning, Honorable Prime Minister. One is going to look after you when you were small, that you reach that Prime Minister. But I want you to think for me. Me children them ain't getting on the ice castle though. Me children them ain't getting on the water tank.
Okay. I want the names.
To help them
no
get
problem.
The water tank. And good Prime Minister,
Casilda,
you take care.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are distributing the water tanks. The water tanks we are using, especially when we had the drought situation, so that people can have a large receptacle to fill up. We continue to distribute them, but this is Casilda, and I would ask my office to look into it and to see where we are with it.
2 years to distribute 1,000 water tanks. And my Straight Talk family, Cashley Allers, promised a tank, a pump with housing, and a platform, a concrete platform to rest the tank on, along with fittings and a smart head. That's what Cashley Allers promised, my Straight Talk family.
You're getting a tank, you're getting a pump, you're getting housing for the pump. You're casting the platform with concrete to rest the tank on. The fittings come with a smart head. You're talking about almost $12,000 value.
Imagine that. But drive around St. Peter's, my Straight Talk family. Drive around Kayon. You will see these big black buckets, most people call them, scattered in the yards of many houses. Like this one, my Straight Talk family. Turned down in the yard, still waiting for their tanks, still waiting for their smart head and their pumps, my Straight Talk family. Or drive up to St. Peter's, you'll see these yards. These water buckets have not been fitted as promised and have not been distributed. So we ask the question, will Terence Michael July recover the $5.8 million of the people's money in 2025 that should have been spent on 1,000 tanks since 2023? Will he recover this money and put it back into the government treasury? Is a question we ask tonight. The second act of corruption by this unclean captain involved $4 million and more spent on the Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw Museum, which cannot be completed after 2.5 years, my Street Dog family. 2.5 years, and this wonderful museum has not been completed. With no approval from the Development Control and Planning Board, Dr. July once again contravened the Procurement and Administration Act in this country, my Street Dog family. It must be fair. It must be fair, my Street Dog family, to ask Prime Minister July, when will the people recover the millions stolen from the government treasury that have gone down a dark hole, to use the words of Dr. July himself? My Street Dog family, our third Prime Minister, Timothy Sylvester Harris, paid the National Bank, the St. Kitts, Nevis, Anguilla National Bank, over $200 million to buy back 400 of the 1,200 acres of land that Douglas swapped for debt owed to the bank. And debt is still owed to the bank, my Street Dog family.
As part of Team Unity, it provided superb and responsible management of our financial and fiscal affairs, delivering consistent surpluses, paying off the IMF debt of $117 million left behind for us, paying our former sugar workers an additional well-deserved $16 million in terminal benefits, and rescuing the National Bank from Labour's notorious land for debt swap arrangement by paying down a whopping $408 million on this debt, thereby saving National Bank from regulatory challenges.
My Street Dog family, will Dr. July recover the remaining 800 acres of land that is still held by the National Bank, so farmers can get land to plant crops and to graze their animals, if we are serious about agriculture, self-sufficiency, and food security? The recent declaration of the youngest deckhand on board this ship speaks volumes about its dirtiness. The youngest deckhand, Iceline Phillip, on board, speaks volumes about the dirty ship.
The reality is, under the former administration, there was nothing. There was nothing happening, Madam Speaker. And you know, I had a student loan, Madam Speaker. Thanks to God for this job, I was able to pay off that student loan most recently. Celebrate that for me.
Imagine that, my Street Dog family. Let's celebrate with the young deckhand, Iceline Phillip. So what can be recovered in 2025 is the question we ask. The captain even displayed his uncleanliness to the world when he circulated this Christmas card on his dirty veranda, my Street Dog family. Many have commented, and rightly so. But let us not get distracted from the dirty ship under July's command, my straight dog family. The Bastille High School, we are told, for example, is being built under the CBI program, the public benefit option, which means that the approved public benefactor is given units or shares to sell at $275,000 per share, my straight dog family. But this Prime Minister and his cabinet talk a good talk. However, their actions speak louder than their words. Good governance, transparency, and integrity is a popular refrain. But on this dirty ship, corruption stinks beyond the ocean. If that was not so, why can't Dr. July come to the country and tell the people that we are building a new Bastille High School and the construction cost is $20, $30, or $50 million? What is the cost? Why can't they tell the country that the construction cost will be raised from the selling of shares under the Citizenship by Investment Program? Why can't they? It's because the ship is dirty and the captain is not clean, and the country has to speculate on how many passports are going to be sold to build our school. It is reliably rumored that the construction cost of the school is easy $100 million. It is reliably rumored that 1,200 shares have been approved under this project. When we do the mathematics, and math, you know, is my strongest weak point, 1,200 shares, or approximately 4,800 passports at US $275,000 per share, equal to 330 million US dollars, or 897 million EC dollars. My straight dog family, government, according to its own standing rules and orders, would receive, based on a family of 4, US $72 million, or EC $194.4 million in fees. So who will partake of the $600 or $700 million, my straight dog family? No wonder the CBI revenue collapsed. The collapse of the longest serving CBI program in the world after 40 years. There is still a need for continuous thoughtful governance of foreign direct investment, where economic policies are not just managing crises, but about preventing them through foresight and innovation. Sending, for example, extortion letters to economic citizens cannot be in the best interests of the public good. And yes, my straight dog family, we are told that some 15 applicants, my straight dog family, some 15 applicants, it is reported, have settled this much touted anomaly, according to the IMI News, my straight dog family. And we cannot confirm the veracity of this story, my straight dog family. We cannot confirm this story. We cannot tell you whether this is propaganda or is fact. Well, seriously though, we ask the question, if money is owed, to whom is the money owed? And why is money to be paid into an account in Dubai, my straight dog family? Hear me out. I ask the question again. If money is owed, to whom is the money owed? And why, according to this extortion letter, money is to be paid into an account in Dubai. Straight Talk has learned that this account is in the name of a minister. We cannot confirm that it is Prime Minister Dr. Terence Michael July. We cannot confirm that, underline that, my Straight Talk family. But Straight Talk must, however, inform all who are involved in this fraudulent scheme, my Straight Talk family, that the St. Kitts and Nevis Constitution stipulates that all revenue collected must be paid into the consolidated fund. And that is a constitutional requirement, my Straight Talk family. Chapter 6 of the Constitution as relates to finance. All revenue, Section 69 reads, or other monies raised or received by the government, not being revenues or other monies that are payable by or under any law into some other fund of the government established for a specific purpose, shall be paid into and form a consolidated fund. That's the constitutional requirement, my Straight Talk family. A constitutional requirement. But that is what we need to recover for 2025. Law and order, my Straight Talk family. I mentioned earlier that Prime Minister Keith Rowley has decided to move on. But Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada shocked the world today, my Straight Talk family, with news of his intention to resign as leader of the Liberal Party. Yes, Trudeau told the world this today. According to CNN News.
As Prime Minister, I've been inspired by the resilience, the generosity, and the determination of Canadians. It is the driving force of every single day I have the privilege of serving in this office. That is why, since 2015, I've fought for this country, for you, to strengthen and grow the middle class. Why we rallied to support each other through the pandemic, to advance reconciliation, to defend free trade on this continent, to stand strong with Ukraine and our democracy, and to fight climate change and get our economy ready for the future. We are at a critical moment in the world. You all know I'm a fighter. Every bone in my body has always told me to fight because I care deeply about Canadians, I care deeply about this country, and I will always be motivated by what is in the best interest of Canadians. And the fact is, despite best efforts to work through it, Parliament has been paralyzed for months after what has been the longest session of a minority parliament in Canadian history. That's why this morning I advised the Governor-General that we need a new session of Parliament. She has granted this request, and the House will now be prorogued until March 24th. Over the holidays, I've also had a chance to reflect and have had long talks with my family about our future. Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with their encouragement. So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process. Last night, I asked the President of the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election. A new Prime Minister and leader of the Liberal Party will carry its values and ideals into that next election. I'm excited to see the process unfold in the months ahead. We were elected for the third time in 2021 to strengthen the economy post-pandemic and advance Canada's interests in a complicated world. And that is exactly the job that I and we will continue to do for Canadians.
Breaking news from CNN today. Justin Trudeau intends to resign as leader of the Liberal Party and eventually as Prime Minister. All has not been well in Canada for months. All is not well here in St. Kitts and Nevis for years. All is not well within the St. Kitts and Nevis economy. And all is not well with Terence Michael July within the cabinet he chairs. He too must resign. Terence Michael July needs to concede that he cannot handle the domestic and geopolitical issues facing the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Dr. Terence Michael July needs to follow the lead of Justin Trudeau and Keith Rowley. Step down as Prime Minister and call elections July and give us, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, the opportunity to choose between a captain with maturity, a captain with transparency, a captain with accountability, morality, and integrity, along with men and women who are committed to serve us as a people, espousing policies of honesty and dignity in place of this unclean captain on a dirty ship. That's my story tonight, my Stray Dog family, and I am not going to change it. I will open the lines and entertain your calls and your emails. And if you're so minded to call, the numbers, as I said, are on your monitors. My Stray Dog family, I anticipate that you will respect others. And of course, to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned, and let us try to build goodwill and better friendships. Let us, for 2025 and beyond, ensure that the things we say and do will be beneficial to all concerned. And in saying and doing those things, let us strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. With that said, I go to the lines, my Stray Dog family, at 9:15, and wish this caller a happy new year and a healthy one.
Good night.
Yes, caller, good night. You're live. Yes, caller.
Yes, Mr. Patrick, happy new year.
Happy new year to you as well, the Bible man. Give us.
No, Patrick.
Yes.
Now is the new year.
Yes.
Patrick, Second Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. Therefore, any man in Christ is a new creature. All things are passed away. Behold, all things come new. Patrick, that's the word of God. And I am telling you tonight, you cannot put old wine in your bottle. That when a man been saved, he been born again, Mr. Patel. Therefore, the old things, the old man gone, the new man come now. And so he have to serve God and do everything new. And so I thank God that for 2025, I don't tell myself I am going to serve God. And I am going to preach the word, Mr. Patel. I do not care who come, mob, nobody can move me. Because if they want to do so, Mr. Patel, they have to apply to the blood of Jesus. I am wrapped up and tangled up in the blood of Jesus. And Patel, I can finish now. But I am encouraging my brethren, my brothers and sisters, Happy New Year. And go deeper in God for the new year, my brothers and sisters. And God is going to help you and strengthen you for the new year. Good night, Mr. Patel. And take care of yourself, Mr. Patel.
Good night as well to you, and you do likewise. And we always thank you for your spiritual intervention as we go right back to the lines and say a Happy New Year to our next caller. You are live.
Good night, Mr. Liburd.
Good night, my dear.
The quotation: good people don't need laws to tell them to act responsible, but bad people will find a way around the laws. I repeat, good people don't need laws to tell them to get responsible, but bad people will find a way around the laws. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Good people don't need laws to tell them. Bad people. Oh, I'm going to beg some help for that. Let's go back to the line in the meantime. Caller, thank you for holding. You are live, and a Happy New Year to you. Hello, caller.
Mr. Straight Talk.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra, señor. ¿Qué pasó?
Feliz Año Nuevo, mi hermano.
That's what I was trying to say, no. Feliz Año Nuevo. Happy New Year, sir.
Same to you, my brother. Same to you.
Mr. Straight Up, my heart goes out to those people who lost that doctor. Understand? Who hear you reading these things that they were just saying that this lady died, and I hear piece of it that they point and something I can't even remember. But no, you say her wallet, her phone, all these things missing. I don't know. Can't to you. Anytime you have a captain and a dirty ship is a problem, no? Because when the ship get dirty, especially, is the engine room supposed to be the dirtiest. But you tell me on top the ship is dirty, that's a problem. Because the engine room always leaking some kind of oil. That's the problem with the ship, because something always going wrong down in the engine room. So I guess that's what you're trying to say, that the captain is in the engine room. He ain't on top of the ship, it's in the engine room. Anyway, let me just say good night, Happy New Year to my wonderful people. My brother Culture, Happy New Year. My brother Alvin and his son George, Happy New Year. My brother Ellis, Happy New Year. And my wonderful niece, they behind her husband Johnny and Abigail. I want to wish you guys a Happy New Year. And my wonderful niece, they in St. Louis. How are you, man? Feliz Año Nuevo. And my Texas Queen, how are you? My wonderful sister Texas Queen, you guys be good. Mr. Straight Talk, what is going? You see, I was telling you about that young lady, Iselin Phillips, who said that under the farmer administration, nothing was going on. Sure. How could she say that? No, when that thing come on and said, I said, woman, you is a lawyer. and I want to just grab this woman and just strangle her. I mean, look that long thing out in the water. Nothing was going on under the former government.
Grab that woman and hug her. Don't strangle her, hug her. Okay? Love her.
But you know what they go tell like and the speaker, I would have liked to see her face. I would have liked to see her face. You know, but you go up there and say under the previous administration nothing was going on, and she drive on the old road no. She drive across there and she said, but this is a massive project these people put down no? But nothing was going on because she couldn't pay her student loan. But now she jump in there and they triple up her, but not triple up she pay off her student loan. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's all that she on top of ship. So all of them get the dirty part. Understand? And we who supposed to get the clean part ain't getting it. Understand? So, Mr. Strater, you are doing a wonderful job. I just want to say thanks to you for another wonderful year that we're going to start. We started already, and it's going good. Oh, I hear you sending condolences to the loved ones. They just called me this afternoon and tell me one of my cousins died here in Bellevue. I think he lived Bellevue or something, but he died. So my condolences go to Joel family. Then in Sadler's, Gila grandson. So I just want to wish them the best and they can take care and do whatever they have to do. Mr. Strater, you just continue to do what you're doing, my wonderful brother. This year, we're going to see each other. Understand? That's a promise.
I look forward.
So, Mr. Strater, I'm not taking up no more of your time. I just want to thank you for what you're doing. You're doing a wonderful job. Understand? Just keep giving the people what they want. God bless you. See you when I see you. See you soon. Abracadabra.
Abracadabra, my brother. All the best for 2025. Let's go back to the lines and thank this caller for holding caller you live.
Mr. Liburd, I call back in with the quotation. I'm going to speak more. I'm going to speak more slowly.
You got to teach me some shorthand.
Okay.
People don't need laws to tell them
to act responsible.
Yes.
But bad people will find a way around the laws.
Okay, bad people will find a way around the laws.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for calling. That's what Straight Talk is all about. My Straight Talk family. Good people don't need laws to tell them to act responsibly, but bad people will find a way around the laws. Very interesting perspective there, my Straight Talk family. And if you just joined me, or joining me, welcome. And a Happy New Year to all my Straight Talk family. And we are discussing our thesis for tonight, which I have titled An Unclean Captain Sailing a Dirty Ship. And I was reflecting just before getting on air. And I reflected on the Labour Party, which was once the party of the working class and the defender of the poor and downtrodden. But that was because of its leadership. The captain, Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw, was clean. And he made sure that so was the ship, a clean ship, my Straight Talk family. But now, it's not that way. We have an unclean captain on a dirty ship. Hi Patches reads this email. Good night. And I would like to say Happy New Year to all the listeners, and I look forward to a blessed New Year. Patches, I've heard a rumor and someone called me from the States with the same news. It has been said that Michael July brought in a lot of people to take part in the carnival and sent them to a specific carnival troupe for the band to look big and to win. Have you heard anything about this? If anyone knows about this, please call in and let us know. Reads this email. Hello, Patches. How are you? I'm peaceful. Happy New Year to you and yours. I have been listening to your very interesting program for the past 2 years, which I thoroughly enjoy. This is my second time writing to you. My friend who was introduced to the show by myself relies on the Alexa app, Massive Vibes Radio, to listen to your program. She has complained that the show has not aired for almost 2 months. She is frustrated because she's missing out on many major topics you have discussed. Can you look into this issue for her, please? I'm having to share information, but she wants to enjoy the meat and bones of your thesis. Thanks again. As a national living abroad. Well, yes, we'll sort out or investigate that Alexa app and see what's going down. Good night. Mr. Liburd reads this other email. Happy New Year and all the best. Can you believe that today was the first day of school and there was no water for both primary and high school in the Bastia area? Yes, that's true. I've got that information. Somehow I overlooked it, but thanks a lot for reminding us that there was no water in the primary and secondary schools, mostly in the Bastia area, and school had to be temporarily closed. My Straight Dog family, very interesting times as it relates to governance and governing in this country. Congress broken promises. Where is the monument for Buckley's? Is the caption of this email. Dear Patches, 2 years ago, Congress stood at the Buckley's Uprising ceremony hosted by the Nyabingi Theocracy Order and made a solemn promise. With his words dripping in deceit, he declared that it was ridiculous for such an historic event to go unmarked. He vowed that it would be the last time the Buckley's Uprising would be celebrated without a monument to honor the ancestors. But here we are, January 2025. And what has changed? Where is the monument, Congress? Where is the tribute to the heroes of Buckley's? The land remains bare, no bricks, no plaques, no sign of respect for those who fought and died. Instead, what did Congress do? He silenced Ras Aya by putting him on a committee. A committee was this his grand solution? A committee to do nothing? Was this his strategy to pacify the Nyabingi Theocracy Order? To slap proverbial duct tape over Ras Aya's mouth? Did he think that the Rastafari community would accept this betrayal quietly? And now we must ask, has Congress succeeded in muzzling the Nyabingi Order? Has he fooled them into submission with empty gestures and hollow words? Has he managed to erase the dignity of their cause while the land remains bare and promises unfulfilled? Patches, the truth is glaring. Congress has not delivered, beg your pardon. His actions or lack thereof speak louder than his words. The Rastafari community and the nation deserve better than broken promises and meaningless committees, reads this other email. Dear Patches, waterless schools, a lesson in government priorities. Today, Monday, January 6th, children across the nation were taught an unexpected lesson, not in math or science, but in irony. They were sent home from schools due to lack of running water, no means for sanitation, and certainly no concern from those in charge. This in a country led by a government that recently splurged on lavish entertainment for the elite. Imagine the irony. The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party government found thousands of dollars to pay Chris Martin to serenade at the Prime Minister's gala, and even sent money to incarcerated artist Vibes Cartel, yet not a cent to ensure schools have running water. Priorities indeed. Dr. Drew and Minister Jeffrey Hanley have taught us something today. They have taught us that galas, glitz and glamour rank far higher than the basic needs of our children. They taught us that appearance of high-profile events matter more than ensuring students have a safe, functional learning environment. Should we applaud this leadership? Should we marvel at their ability to throw grand parties while our children are sent home in humiliation? Perhaps the SKN Labour Party can host another gala to celebrate this latest achievement. We are wearing what we buy for real. Motto, jam them July, jam them, reads this other email. It's 9:33, my Straight Talk family. If you have just joined us, we are looking at our thesis, as I said tonight, which I've titled, An Unclean Captain Sailing a Dirty Ship. And my Straight Talk family, we looked at the issues again in terms of what the Labour Party once was and what it is today. Let's go back to the lines and entertain this caller. Caller, Happy New Year to you, and trust that your new year will be a healthy and prosperous one. Are you there, caller?
Yes, sir. Good night back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for that kind words. In God I trust.
God we trust, yes.
And to all listeners around the world, in my profound, humbly contribution statement, I would like to say to all the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, my dignity is your dignity and your dignity is mine. And no one should take it away from us. It wasn't given to us by man, it was given to us by God. And be mindful that it is under threat in all sorts, shape, or form. But if I may move on to say, our country, our federation, is in great turmoil. And we have to pay attention to where we are now and where we're headed. Do we want to continue that direction, or we want to make a change for the best moving forward? Touches, I would like to reach out to all young men, wherever you are. If you have the qualification to make a contribution to your federation, please do. Right now, we are facing recycled politicians, misfits, and they practice kleptocratic ideology. We don't need that. It's about time now for we and all to put that aside and go into our hearts and choose a hearty governing system to sustain each and every one equally, as the equal should be. We got to forget about party line. We got to forget about this is what our grandmother used to do, so we are following it. Each and every one has to go in depth of the heart, and I'm speaking seriously, because we cannot continue this direction, which is destruction. And it is clear that we are heading to destruction. Now, when we choose a government or administration, we are looking forward for good, better, and best. But the best always yet to come. And the best will never come. But it's a challenge to go forward for that quest. But right now, we sat, we wait, we sleep, we murmur, and now we are angry. All of us are angry. Let us make our mind once and for all the best that is yet to come. Now, I am also calling on all independents, because I'm looking forward for independence for every constituency, to have the balls. Do not be muzzled. Do not be afraid to jump in, dive into this political arena. Politics, your country's interest is good. Politics did not meant to be bad. Politics is something that is called to action and a system. But politics supposed to be do the due diligence for the people, all the people. That is my understanding, and I stand for correction. I am in, and only God can take me out. And not even a bullet will stop me. But I'm not going to continue much more. But all independents who desire and choose to be in this, I will campaign for you too. I'm not going to campaign for myself, because I believe in a new system. And I believe in a coalition government. And a coalition government is on the horizon to form this new government, whether it is premature or it is go to the legal term. Let us collaborate. Let us have an understanding. And let us govern this country in the way it should be, and make each and every one happy and comfortable. Food sustainable, medically, educational, the infrastructure, too numerous to mention.
Okay.
Thank you, each and everyone, to listening to me. Bye for now.
Thank you very much for your intervention. We want to thank this call of a holding and wish you a happy, healthy, prosperous new year. In spite of everything else, welcome to Street Talk as well. The caller?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Liburd.
Good evening, my lord.
And Happy New Year to you.
I wish you the same, my brother.
Yes. Just a thought. In the Parliament, during the budget speech, the Minister of Finance stood up and made a bold statement about reducing VAT by a measly 4% on goods from January the 1st until June the 30th of this year, 2025. I believe you might have heard that statement by the minister.
Yeah, 6-month reduction, yeah.
Yeah. But I have been told recently by somebody who listens to the ZZ radio station quite frequently that the report came over saying that the reduction, this measly reduction of 4%, will not apply to all goods. There will be some that will still be charged at 17%. I know some years ago, the unity government reduced VAT totally on all items, food, I think it was, school books, medicinal items, and that sort of thing.
Fuel expenses.
And to just come with a 4% reduction, why not even a 10% reduction on all the remaining items? And why go up in Parliament and say one thing would really mean something else and stick it through. The Minister of Finance doesn't come out and make a statement later on to say, I slipped up. I didn't mean all items, remaining items that were vatable. I meant some items. And then I indicated what items were going to be vatable and which items were not. Or reduced VAT, I must say, and which items are going to be 17%. It is all trickery. Again, it fits in with the topic for tonight. The captain and the ship have a lot in common.
True. Well said, my brother. Well said.
There is a lot of dirt flying around.
Unclean. Yes.
And Big Lice was quite right with what he said. Yes. Things not going well. Good night, Patches.
Good night as well. Thanks for your contribution. And yes, you're so correct about the issue of the VAT, because remember as well that the CBI revenue is down in terms of the fees. Also, and you're going to curtail yourself from another revenue earner, which is the VAT, which is also a big earner. But let's go back to the lines. Happy New Year to the caller. You're live. Are you the caller? Let's go back to the lines. Are you the caller? Hello?
The person that I can dance. It's just to get in, though. Hear me?
You're live. You're alive. You are alive.
Good evening, Patches.
How are you doing? Perhaps you should move away or turn down your equipment. Are you there? I want the whole world to hear you. I want to wish you a happy, healthy New Year in spite of everything else. And sit back and look at your dimples. Are you there? Are you there, caller? Wow. Okay, I seem not to be hearing that caller. Yes, we seem to have some difficulty. Oh my gosh. Inadvertently disconnected the caller. I apologize profusely for that. My Straight Dog family. And as that caller before was saying, I'm sure you'll get back nonetheless. We do apologize for that. As I mentioned earlier, the Labour Party of old was once the party of the working class and the defender of poor people and the downtrodden. But that was because of its leadership. The leader, the captain, Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw, was clean, and he made sure that the ship was also clean. Not today. The Labour Party has an unclean captain and a dirty ship. The first officer, which is a slow student, but I'll get back to that, my Straight Dog family. Let's thanks for this caller for holding. Happy New Year to you, caller. You are live on Straight Talk.
Yes, good evening, Patches. A blessed good evening to you and a happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well, my dear. I'm happy you got back in. I'm sure it was you, yes.
Okay. Yes. Patches, what I want you to think for me, I don't know if you remember when Dr. Pepper said that we're going to have to buy ideal milk and sunshine cornflakes.
Bonnie milk.
Well, I will Bonnie milk and sunshine cornflakes. Yes, that's what he said. I realize now that whatever he said coming to pass, because Bonnie milk is on the shelf, and a week and a half, everybody thinks it's a Nevis ain't got no carnation milk. So we just waiting now for the Kellogg's cornflakes to come off the shelf and put up the sunshine cornflakes. That he will get what he wants. It seems to me, look, everybody in this place here afraid Dr. Pepper because he just dance like he dance Kung Fu themselves because the black belt. So look afraid like he kick them when he dance. Everybody afraid that Kung Fu man there. You don't tell me that one day you gonna say that we gonna get sunshine and pig milk and all of a sudden all the milk them gone and now the same milk what you say we must drink because we ain't got the money to buy the carnation and the sunshine complex for the Kellogg's complex going off the shelf soon then. I really do not know what's going on in this place here, you hear me? I really do not know what's going on in this place here. And can't to the doctor we did, the quicker we get rid of them, the better it is for this country here. Because things ain't going well at all. But you have a pleasant night.
You have a pleasant night as well. You know, I did go into the supermarket the other day and I was a little surprised that you didn't see any carnation milk at this particular supermarket, and all you see was this money. But we need a choice. We must have a choice. Yes, he said this some time ago.
However,
said this.
Our people that we have alternatives. For example, and I would like to point out that a box of Kellogg's, same size, I think it's 21 grams, same size, costs about $21 plus. If you get the sunshine brand, is half of that. Is about $11. So for every product that we are accustomed to, we have an alternative. I can't tell Kellogg's how much to sell this stuff for. And you know, we have sought to decrease freight taxes and so forth in an effort to drop the prices. But if we take away everything, the government will make no money at all. Remember the carnation milk, wherever it is produced, costs more. So no matter how you import it, you are going to be paying more for carnation milk, for example, because that's an imported item and you're importing the inflation. However, if you choose another brand, for example, Bonnie, or any other brand it is significantly cheaper.
Imagine, he wants us to drink Bonnie milk while he drinks his camel milk. But my Trudeau family, get ready. You know, really get ready for elections. Elections are due very soon. Trust me. It may seem a long time away, but elections are due very soon, my Trudeau family. Prepare ourselves. Because what we have, like I said, my Trudeau family, is an unclean captain on a dirty ship. Whether we like to hear it or not. As I was saying before, back then on the RLB, we had a clean captain and a clean ship. Not today. The Labour Party has an unclean captain and a dirty ship. The first officer is a slow student who is well known for managing an infamous PEP program, according to his former boss, Denzel Douglas. A program that empowered himself and his family in Florida to the tune of millions of dollars from the government treasury. And I wanted to find a soundbite from the investigative journalist, Val T, who has gone to the great beyond. And Val T asks a question. I was trying to find it while I was speaking, while that lady was speaking. It's about the PEP program. And Val T asked a question, and he did get an answer. my Straight Talk family from the then Prime Minister Harris in relation to the PEP program. But I'll find it. I'll find it somehow, my Straight Talk family, for you. But millions of dollars went down into a dark hole. I'm using words preferred by July. But when we look at the engineer on the ship is Garth Lucifer Wilkin. And I will state here and now that the Attorney General is not fit for purpose. Why, you may ask? And this does not require anything else besides common sense. Because Garth Lucifer Wilkin broke the law. Lucifer broke the law, but still continues to make the law, as Lord Cut sang only in St. Christopher. Lucifer, if you research the records of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, the judge wrote about Lucifer, Garth Lucifer Wilkin, and said in no uncertain terms that he committed a criminal offense. As Minister of Finance, Prime Minister July must first recover from his out-of-control spending. Just take a glance at the Director of Audit's report. When will we recover the overspending on your travel expenditure? When will we recover the people's money misappropriated from the government treasury for this water tank scam? These are the issues we must address. We must address the affordability crisis. Bring down the cost of living, Dr. July. Build housing for the poor and not just for the bankable. These are issues that need to be addressed. A happy new year to you, caller. You are live on Straight Talk.
Yeah, Mr. Liver, man. Good evening, man. Happy New Year to you too as well, man. And all the listeners.
Yes.
Home and abroad.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, real quickly, man. I just want to thank you for highlighting that shining star, Dr. Simonette Williams, that the Federation lost recently.
Yep.
I want to get back to that because that being one of your observations tonight, I want to say thank you for highlighting this situation again. Me personally, I want to say condolences up to the family again, and I want to give some kudos to the sister of that doctor who made a post that you highlighted tonight. We don't really care about these type of situations until they come knocking on our door.
True.
And this is kind of like, in my opinion, the third high-profile situation or incident where we have lost 3 such persons in recent months. Mark Mill, and then now Dr. Simonette Williams. It's appalling to me to see that somebody can speak out based on our basic fundamental rights by the Constitution, freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And next thing you know, within no time, that person is gone. I saw that person as a beacon and as a shining star to the Federation. No matter what somebody gonna say, that this person had a mental issue. I heard that through the grapevines. I totally disagree with that. On one of those clips, that lady made mention to that. She says she's a doctor. She doesn't need any counseling. With the other complaints, valid complaints that she made. And we as a federation cannot be just sitting there and seeing persons like this disappearing in short order. You know, and I applaud you, man, for calling up the commissioner of police. I'm very disappointed what I'm seeing happening in St. Kitts and Nevis, man. There's a lot of stuff happening there. Persons are just sitting back. I implore and encourage the young persons to step up and get involved in political affairs of their country. And I see there's a need and a call for change. And the only way that's going to happen is if we participate in it and get inside of the mix. We cannot be outside the ring and expect that we want certain things done inside the ring, and we're not going to throw our hats in the ring. My big thing going forward this year, I want to see all the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis get the right to put their name on those ballots to run for political office. I don't care if you pledge allegiance to another country or not. A citizen is a citizen. It appears to me the Prime Minister himself may have to come and define these two terms, a citizen and citizenship, because all citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis should enjoy all the fruits of their citizenship. That's my big topic going forward this year. Number one topic. I want that ban clause and that dual citizenship clause addressed inside the parliament and be adjusted to elect. If we St. Kitts and Nevis, I understand, have a dual citizenship, and yet still persons who have said dual citizenship cannot participate in political affairs. They can't put their names on those ballots. I want this situation to be straightened out. So all the persons, all the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, especially in the diaspora, not only should have, if the Constitution gives us the right to come home and vote, we should also have the right to put our name on those ballots and run for office. But big up to you for highlighting that young doctor that we lost, a shining star, because indeed she was. We should not sit there. There should be an outcry in the Federation. And this administration is highlighting certain areas where they are making advancement in terms of getting back to certain statistics prior to COVID. I want them to also get back to that statistics of a single number figure in terms of the murder rate. That's my little contribution for tonight, Patches, man. I wish you the best for the new year, man, all right?
Thank you very much.
And I wish the Federation the best as well.
Thank you very much. As per usual, we always look forward to your contribution in the past, and we do so in the future. The road is long. Our burden may seem to be heavy, but with God in the midst, we will make it. Dear Patches reads this email. The irony of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party government was on full display at the Prime Minister's gala when infamous, the so-called musical ambassador, stood before the nation and declared that things were going well for him. One can only imagine the audacity required for such a statement, especially as his uncle Big Lies sang a poignant reminder of reality with his classic tune, Things Not Going Well. But let's take Infamous at his word. Of course, things are going well for him. Why wouldn't they? He enjoys a $10,000 a month salary for doing absolutely nothing. No new music, no tours, no contributions to the industry, not even a single hit in the last 2 decades. While ordinary citizens struggle to make ends meet, while parents face skyrocketing school fees and children are sent home because school lacks running water, Infamous sings for his supper, quite literally. What does it say about a man who would take the stage to boast about his personal fortune while his fellow citizens endure daily hardships? What does it say about a government that rewards such mediocrity and excess while the nation suffers? Infamous may be singing, but the rest of the country is crying. And my Straight Talk family, that's the way we're going to end it with the emails tonight. Perhaps have time for perhaps one more call. I'll entertain. But for those who may have joined me late, just to bring you up to date in terms of our thesis, which we discussed tonight, which I titled An Unclean Captain on an Unclean Ship. And my Straight Talk family, I raise the issue of a Facebook message or Facebook post that was circulated by Dr. July that many criticize profusely, really criticize it, and had every right to do so, my Straight Talk family. And this Facebook post disseminated a message from the Prime Minister, which was supposed to be his Christmas message. And I'm trying to find it while we speak, my Straight Talk family. He said, our extended Christmas wishes to the nation. But everybody criticized him for his dirty surroundings, I may call it. Yes, I've put hands on it. And to everyone, as Captain Terence Michael July even displayed his uncleanliness to the world when he circulated this Christmas card on his dirty veranda. And many, like I said, have commented, and rightly so. But let us not get distracted from the dirty ship under Dr. July's command. Let's not forget the Bastille High School, for example, is being built under the CBI public benefit option, which means that the approved public benefactor is given units or shares to sell. And in this case, this benefactor is allowed to sell shares at US $275,000 per share. But this Prime Minister and his cabinet, they talk a good talk. However, their actions speak louder than their words. Good governance, transparency, and integrity is a popular refrain. We hear from them. But on this dirty ship, corruption stinks, as I mentioned earlier, beyond the ocean. If that was not so, why can't July come to the country and tell the people of this country that we are building a new Bastia High School and the construction cost is $100 million, easy dollars. Why can't they tell the country that the construction cost will be raised from the selling of shares, the selling of our passports on the CBI program? Why can't they? Why is that a secret? It's a secret because the ship is dirty and the captain is not clean, and the country is left to speculate on how many passports are going to be sold to build our new Bastia High School. Because it is reliably rumored that the construction cost of the school to be completed by Preconco, I think is the firm. The construction cost is $100 million EC dollars. But 1,200 shares have been approved under this project. Then do the maths. 1,200 shares. That's approximately 4,800 passports at $275 US per share gives us $330 million or $897 million, my Straight Dog family. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller?
Yes, Patrice. I'm waiting.
Turn the equipment down. Turn the equipment down. I want the whole world to hear you.
I'm coming out.
Yes.
Patrice?
Yes, my dear.
That bald head girl there, what they got there, I say is a minister. I come and talk out. She just gone in there, you know, and she get alone. And people, be a long time, get alone and can't pay her for the loan. And she just gone in and she pay her for she loan. She don't go work yet. And them don't get 33% that she could pay her for she loan. What you expect of these people there who drinking, smoking, and everything? When they had to listen, she who talk about she don't pay her for she loan and thank to she what? No, things ain't going good at all. She should have never speak about that because people there before get loan, cannot pay her for the loan, and she just gone in there. Ain't gonna do nothing yet, and she don't pay her for she loan. How you expect people gonna take it? How you expect people is going to take it when she just gone in there and don't pay her for she loan? And people that before she and can't pay her for the loan, they must drink and smoke and go without tongue and get in accident and all kind of things and what's not? Come on. But you have a blessed night, you hear me?
Have a blessed night as well, my Straight Dog family. And yes, she asked us to celebrate with her.
The reality is, under the former administration, there was nothing. There was nothing happening, Madam Speaker. And you know, I had a student loan, Madam Speaker. Thanks to God for this job, I was able to pay off that student loan most recently. Celebrate that for me.
Yes. Celebrate with her. Or celebrate for her. That's what she asks. But getting back, my Straight Dog family, we asked the question, Bastia High School costing $100 million EC dollars. Yet shares have been issued. 1,200 at 275,000 US per share. So who will partake of the $600 or $700 million? No wonder the CBI revenue has collapsed. The collapse of the longest serving CBI program in the world after 40 years, my Shizok family. And there is still a need for continuous thoughtful governance of foreign direct investment, where economic policies are not just managing crises, but must be about preventing them, preventing crises through foresight and innovation. Extortion letters were sent out. They cannot be in the best interests of the public good. And I ask the question, if money is owed, to whom is it owed? And why is the money to be paid into an account in Dubai, my Straight Dog family? The Constitution, like I said before, is clear as it relates to revenue that ought to be paid into, or must be paid, not ought to be, must be paid into the consolidated fund. That's what Section 69 of the Constitution, Chapter 6, reads, my Straight Dog family. But that is why I say we need to recover all of this for 2025. And I mentioned earlier, my Straight Dog family, that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago has signaled his intention to move on. Move on. And Patches reads this email, my final email for the night. People are saying that the reason Big Lice didn't crown king is because the last verse in his song confused the judges. When they heard him say, Dr. July feeling it too. Everyone wants to know what the hell is July feeling. Everything for him is being paid for by the state. Big Lice got to be a very confused man to put that line in his song. Everyone was agreeing with Big Lice's song. Things not going well. But he spoilt it with that crappy line about you feeling it too. I concur, my Straight Dog family. And as we wrap tonight's programming, my Straight Dog family, I made mention of Prime Minister Trudeau, who today told the world of his intention to resign as leader of the Liberal Party. Trudeau said this, my Straight Dog family.
Bon matin. Every morning I've woken up as Prime Minister. I've been inspired by the resilience, the generosity, and the determination of Canadians. It is the driving force of every single day I have the privilege of serving in this office. That is why, since 2015, I've fought for this country, for you, to strengthen and grow the middle class. Why we rallied to support each other through the pandemic, to advance reconciliation, to defend free trade on this continent, to stand strong with Ukraine and our democracy, and to fight climate change and get our economy ready for the future. We are at a critical moment in the world. You all know I'm a fighter. Every bone in my body has always told me to fight because I care deeply about Canadians, I care deeply about this country, and I will always be motivated by what is in the best interest of Canadians. And the fact is, despite best efforts to work through it, Parliament has been paralyzed for months after what has been the longest session of a minority parliament in Canadian history. That's why this morning I advised the Governor-General that we need a new session of Parliament. She has granted this request, and the House will now be prorogued until March 24th. Over the holidays, I've also had a chance to reflect and have had long talks with my family about our future. Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with their encouragement. So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process.
Yes, my Straight Talk family, all is not well in Canada. It triggered the decision of Justin Trudeau to resign. All is not well with us here in St. Kitts and Nevis. All is not well with the St. Kitts Nevis economy. All is not well with Terence Michael July within his cabinet. And like a caller said earlier, within the cabinet, there are some people's hands, or the hands of some of the cabinet members are red. Some people saying the hands of Terence Michael July are also red. And like that lady, many have echoed her call. She said this:
at this point in time, I don't care what happens. I do not care. I sacrificed things in Cuba for 7 years that nobody should have sacrificed. Because in reality, I care about people's health. I care about being a doctor. But at the end of the day, can I be working for 6 to 7 weeks without money? Without pay? I am so disappointed. St. Kitts and Nevis need a very quick election. A very quick election. Because I do not understand what is going on in this place. I had the opportunity to go to the United States. But I chose to stay with my people and take care of my mother. I can't even take care of my mother right now. This country do not care about doctors. This country do not care about doctors. In this country, it doesn't make sense to even get a good education. The people that work at the bakery, they get paid after 1 week. Get them out of power, please. I am appealing to the Federation. Get them out of power.
And many are in agreement with the late doctor. Get them out of power. Trudeau is about to go. Rowley is about to go. Then Terence Michael July, he too must go. July needs to concede that he cannot handle the domestic and geopolitical issues facing the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. July needs to follow the lead of Trudeau and Rowley. Step down as Prime Minister and call elections and give us the opportunity to choose between a captain with maturity, transparency, accountability, morality, and integrity, along with men and women who are committed to serve us as a people, espousing policies of honesty and dignity in place of what we have: an unclean captain on a dirty ship. That's my story tonight, my Straight Talk family, and I am not going to change it. I want to thank Almighty God for guiding our conversation tonight as always. I want to thank you, the many viewers, those of you who call, those who send emails, remember, all of you are the ones who make Straight Talk, and for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. I am Ian Patches Liburd, and God's Spirit will connect on Thursday for another edition of Straight Talk. Until then, be good to yourselves and to all whom you meet. And remember, just like in the past, going forward in 2025, whatever your mind conceive, that you will achieve. But first of all, you just got to believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank Him for taking you through the night. And my Straight Talk family, keep moving on. Bye-bye. Until we connect on Thursday. Have yourselves the best of what's left of tonight. Keep moving on.